Hello and welcome to the Leicester International Museum and Art Gallery and to Leicester International Music Festival's concerts, which we're recording in association with the Countess of Munster Musical Trust concert scheme. That's a lot of long words, but basically the Munster Trust is amazing and have a group of young musicians that they support for a year, sometimes 2 years, and we've worked with them to bring them to Leicester and to have them record programs for you of really fantastic music, very diverse range of music. So I'd like to introduce you to Yola Melchu, Mira Maharaj, Dom de la Vega and Leo Popowell. And they are the Mithras Trio and Mira Maharaj is an extra guest star. It's great to see you all. Thank you so much for coming. How's your time been since we last saw you last year? You all been okay?
Yeah, surviving.
Surviving. I like your optimism. I can't think of a harder year for young musicians. So it's just one of the reasons we're so happy to have been able to do this. It's just wonderful to hear you play in this beautiful room. So the program we're talking about to start with has Mozart, Samuel Barber and Erilyn Wallen's music. So if we could just start with Mozart, get him out of the way. This gorgeous piano trio, you've done it quite a lot, have you, Dom? Have you played this piece a lot with the boys?
A fair bit. Probably only over the last kind of 6 months to a year.
Right.
So it's not particularly old.
And you haven't had much chance to play it in the time.
We've recorded it a few times.
Have you? Right, yes. It's a really stunning piece. I mean, the first movement is really remarkable in a way. It's that wonderful, after you think that the recapitulations come and then it extends and it's twice more. And then, so it's a beautiful sounding piece for the three of you. Do you find that Mozart generally writes, that you find he writes that for a really good sound? It changes as he goes through his life, doesn't it? The piano trios.
Well, I think he was, speaking as a cellist, he was the first one that gave me material that's not the piano left hand, largely. So you can actually see over the course of Mozart's early to late, and particularly the quartets, the cello taking more of an individual role.
Yes,
which is nice.
And it's kind of a remarkable piece because it also sounds a little bit like the clarinet concerto rhythmically, doesn't it? Fascinating to hear that. When you find things in earlier Mozart that you can respond to in later Mozart that have the same sort of licks, it's kind of entertaining. Before that, Mira, you and Dom played this exquisite Barber piece. Tell us about that. What's it called?
Canzone. So this piece, it actually shares a lot of the same material as the second movement of his piano concerto. And indeed, in the orchestration of the piano concerto, the flute has this great long solo at the beginning. But yeah, you're right, it's extremely beautiful, isn't it? And kind of very typical of Barber in the kind of feelings of nighttime scenery.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
It's quite a sad sounding piece in some ways. I mean, it's not going to make you cry, but it's kind of got a sort of coolness to it that is quite. I mean, I suppose it's a song for flute, isn't it? That's what it means.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful duo for the two of you. It works really well. You sound so amazing playing. And so you've got an absolutely staggering piece by Erilyn Wallen, which the two of you have learned specially. Is that right?
Oh yes.
Why don't you tell us about that, Leo?
It's super. It's called Dervish, and it takes its inspiration from the Sufi Muslim dervish dancers, who whip themselves up into this extraordinary trance with ecstatic dance, these long sort of dress skirt things, and as they twirl, the skirts, go round. And the image we have of them in kind of through popular culture is the whirling dervishes, being sort of frenetic. But actually, it's not quite like that. There's a much more, I don't want to say pious, but sort of devotional.
Yes, meditative. I'm sure it's a kind of meditation, having seen it live in Egypt. Actually, it is, and it goes on a long time. How they continue to do it without falling over, I have no idea. So in what form do you don't have to spin around on your spike, I suppose.
But we do, you'll hear later on in the piece, there's and the whole piece is a gradual build-up of this tension. It feels like there's a sort of pressure behind the music that's inexorably kind of pushing it forward. And then at the end, you get the swirling. And that's it happens with both of us playing in unison or in octaves. In a kind of, you can hear the circular
The
patterns.
motion, yeah. So, have you met Erilyn? Do you know her at all?
Sadly not.
No. I'll try and introduce you to her, because she's one of the nicest people in the business. I've known her I haven't known her all that well, but I've met her a few times. I'd spent some time with her at BBC Young Musician earlier in the year. She was wearing absolutely fabulous Vivienne Westwood bustier, which she kept saying, "Does it look all right?" I said, "Darling, it looks fabulous." But she's such a nice person, and she allowed us to transcribe a song of hers in our last series we did here, which was worked really beautifully on trumpet and piano. She's just had an opera done at the Barbican as well this week, so you can tell when we're recording this, and I think it's a big success from what I hear. She's a great composer, and I think she's someone that Britain is rightly becoming very proud of, I think, because she's just writing really good music. Fantastic. Thank you so much, and I'm sure everybody will love this program. It's really fabulous. Thank you so much, and see you soon.